Hello everyone, I am Shubhadeep and I am a postdoc at Boston University, and today I am going to talk about Lethe, a tunable delete-aware LSM based storage engine. This is a joint work with Papon, Dimitrios and my advisor Manos. Log structure merge trees or LSM trees are widely used in the storage layer of several NoSQL based commercial key value stores. LSM trees employ the out-of-place paradigm to realize fast writes to the database while ensuring competitive read performance. While LSMs are great for reads and writes in general, they are not particularly suitable to support deletes. So we took a closer look at the delete mechanism in LSMs, and we found out that all state-of-the-art LSM-based data stores perform suboptimally in presence of even a small fraction of deletes in a workload. In this presentation, I'll talk about why LSMs are by design not suitable to support persistent deletes, and by persistent deletes we refer to the process of physically purging the data entries. So let's start with a quick background of LSM trees. An LSM tree writes the incoming key value pairs in an in-memory buffer, and once this buffer is full, the entries are sorted on the key and are flushed to the first tree level on disk as a sorted immutable run. Each level on disk has an exponentially larger capacity, and this growth factor is often referred to as the size ratio of the tree. To retain the tree structure while preserving data consistency, state-of-the-art LSM trees employ partial compactions. In partial compaction, once a level is full, a file is chosen for compaction and is compacted with the files from the next level with an overlapping key ranges. So now, if level 2 reaches its capacity, a file from level 2 is chosen and is compacted with only the overlapping file from level 3, which amortizes the cost for compaction. To support fast lookups, LSM trees use in-memory auxiliary data structures such as Bloom filters and fence pointers, which help in reducing the number of disk IOs per lookup. Now that we are clear on the basics of LSM, let's see how deletes happen in LSM trees. Deletes in LSMs are performed logically, that is, instead of persistently deleting the physical data entries, deletes are realized by inserting a special type of entry known as tombstone. Structure-wise, a tombstone is still a key value entry with a key matching that of the deleted entry and a byte-long value field that simply distinguishes a tombstone from a general key value entry. Once inserted, a tombstone logically invalidates all target entries in a tree with a matching key without necessarily disturbing the physical entries. Lookups on a deleted key terminates after a tombstone with a matching key is found. The problem with realizing deletes logically is threefold, and the first part of this focuses on the performance implications of out-of-place deletes. Tombstone-driven logical deletes simply invalidate the target data entries without physically purging them. This leads to misutilization of the disk space and thereby causes space amplification. On top of this, the invalidated entries continue to participate in compactions and are repeatedly rewritten to the disk, adding to the write amplification. And finally, as the tombstones and the invalidated entries remain hashed into the Bloom filters, they asymptotically increase the false positive rate of the filters and consequently lead to poor read performance. The second part of this problem statement concerns timely delete persistence, and for this, we first need to define the term delete persistent latency. In LSM trees, in order to persistently remove a physical data object, a tombstone must propagate through all levels of the tree with the help of compaction and reach the last level of the tree. The time elapsed since the insertion of a tombstone and until the tombstone reaches the last level is defined as delete persistent latency, which depends on the file selection policy during compactions, the ingestion rate of database, and also the size ratio and the number of levels in a tree. So in this example, let's say we want to persistently delete all entries with a key 5 within a threshold time denoted by DTH. Ti on the clock denotes the time spent by the tombstone for 5 in level I. Now, the file containing this tombstone remains in level 1 until level 1 reaches capacity. And when that happens, our file of interest moves to level 2 only if it is chosen by the compaction file picking policy. This way, when this tombstone for 5 eventually reaches the last tree level, its delete persistent latency is measured to be much higher than the user-defined threshold. Furthermore, in some adversarial workloads, which only updates the recent entries in a few hot shallow levels, the cold levels may never reach capacity, which leads to unbounded delete persistent latency. This brings us to the final facet of our problem, which concerns deletes on a secondary attribute. Recall that all entries in an LSM tree are sorted on the sort key. So what happens now if we want to delete a range of entries based on an attribute that is different from the sort key? Let's say our delete key is the timestamp and we want to delete all entries in a tree that are older than D days. Within a tree, there is no real ordering of the entries on the delete key, and the entries qualifying for such a secondary range delete operation may be scattered all over the tree, that is across several files in a level, across several pages within a file, and so on. The way commercial data stores realize such an operation is by periodically performing an expensive full tree compaction that is highly undesirable as it involves many superfluous IOs to the disk and also leads to latency spikes and write stalls. To address the first two facets of the problem, we introduce FADE, which stands for fast delete. The goal of FADE is to persist deletes in a timely manner, and by doing so, it also improves the overall performance of the storage engine in presence of deletes. FADE takes as input the delete persistent threshold, and based on this input and the tree structure, assigns a time to live for each level in a tree barring the last one, because the last level may not contain any tombstones. The sum of all these level TTLs is less than or equal to the delete persistence threshold, and the TTLs increase exponentially with the levels to ensure uniformity in the number of files expiring per unit time. Now, once the tombstone for file appears in level 1, a timer A1 is started. A1 represents the age of the oldest tombstone contained in this file. Before this time exceeds the TTL for level 1, that is D1, if our file of interest is chosen for compaction in the natural course, then we are good. However, if this is not the case, then the counter value exceeds the level TTL, then FADE triggers a compaction. Note that this compaction trigger is completely orthogonal to the level saturation trigger and is driven by the age of the oldest tombstone contained in a file. This way, FADE ensures that all tombstones are persisted within the user set threshold without doing any extra work, but by setting earlier deadlines to future jobs. For breaking ties, FADE prioritizes files with the higher tombstone density, and if there is still a tie, then FADE chooses the file from a shallower level. We evaluate FADE by comparing its performance against state-of-the-art RocksDB. In this first experiment, we inserted 1 million key value entries with a size of 1 kilobyte with 5% deletes interleaved in the workload. Along the x-axis, we have the age of the oldest tombstone contained in a file, and the y-axis shows the number of tombstones present in the database that are older than a certain age. We set 3 different delete persistent thresholds as a fraction of the experiment duration. The area in gray corresponds to RocksDB, and we observe that for all 3 delete persistent thresholds, FADE persists 40 to 80% more tombstones while ensuring timely delete persistence in each case. By persisting deletes in a timely manner, FADE achieves between 2.1 and 9.8x lower space amplification and also improves the read throughput by 1.2 to 1.4 times by reducing the Bloom filter pollution. However, if we plot the total data written along the y-axis for these experiments, we will observe that FADE writes more data up front and thus have a spike in write amplification. While it appears that everything comes at a cost, we also observe that this initial spike of 4 to 25% in write amplification in the first snapshot is amortized over time, as by persisting deletes timely, FADE avoids rewriting the invalidated entries over and over again during compactions. This brings us to the other part of our solution, QE, which stands for Key Weaving Storage Layout and addresses the challenges associated with secondary range deletes. Recall that our problem with secondary range deletes was scattered occurrences of the qualifying entries. So let's take a closer look at the internals of a file, and let's say we want to delete all entries with a timestamp less than or equal to 65. Timestamp here is the delete key and is denoted by the subscript capital D. As the qualifying entries for such a secondary range delete operation are scattered across all pages in a file, we need to read all 4 pages to memory to realize this operation. So we have to do 4 disk IOs here. QE addresses this problem by introducing the notion of delete tiles. A delete tile is a logical collection of consecutive pages in a file, and these pages are partitioned on the sort key S. However, within a delete tile, instead of sorting the entries on the sort key, QE sorts them on the delete key and partitions them into pages. Ordering the entries this way on the delete key within every delete tile helps in clustering the entries qualifying for secondary range deletes. This allows us to logically invalidate a page and mark it for future garbage collection without performing any IOs. To enable efficient binary search within a page during lookups, QE then resorts the entries within a page on the sort key. We do the same thing for all delete tiles and end up reducing the overall number of IOs performed per secondary range delete operation. We evaluate QE against RocksDB in a setup with a buffer size of 1 megabyte, each file having 256 pages and each page with a size of 4 kilobyte. We observe that the number of pages per delete tile, denoted by H, as that increases, the fraction of full page drops increase, which is an indicative of performing fewer disk IOs per secondary range delete operation as compared to RocksDB. However, a greater delete tile size also means that probabilistically QE performs a larger number of IOs per point lookup. This is where Lethe helps us strike a balance between the costs for primary lookups and secondary range deletes. While a smaller delete tile size increases the cost for secondary range delete operations, a larger delete tile size increases the cost for primary lookups. Lethe strikes a balance between these two by finding the sweet spot based on the workload characteristics and the performance requirement. And for different workloads, this sweet spot is different. So to summarize, in this work, we identify that state-of-the-art LSM-based data stores perform suboptimally in presence of deletes. To solve this, we propose FADE that guarantees timely delete persistence, while QE helps in realization of efficient secondary range deletes. Finally, Lethe puts together these two and strikes an optimal balance among the cost, performance, and latency of deletes in LSM trees. With that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you for your attention.